the walls around thee. Great, great and mighty the gates beside thee. Great, great and mighty the walls around thee. Great, great and mighty the gates beside thee. Do not forget through all the years those who have gone through the gates of Makerere. Give them the pride, give them the joy, all to remember the gates of Makerere.
Yes, a very good evening, our dear listeners of Infinity Radio. I welcome you to the talk show here in Infinity Radio, and the show is called today we shall be discussing so many issues here in Infinity Radio with yours, Raise UG, and I must tell you, we shall be having dissecting issues of students' happiness here in Makerere University, given the fact that we've been seeing so many adjustments here and there, and also witnessed the 90th guild elections and swearing in, and therefore we expect so many issues here. And today I'm well joined with so many visitors within the studios of Infinity Radio, and they will be in position to help us discuss different issues concerning the topic of discussion, which follows the alternation and the confusions of the timetable here in Makerere University for this semester. And therefore today's topic we are posing a question, that is, will the adjustment of the semester examination calendar affect or favor students? And tonight I'm joined with the four guests here in the studio with me, and they will be in position to help me dissect this, so that the students of Makerere University can be in position to understand and also get the post. And what is interesting, I have leaders with me here, and therefore, for those ones who are listening in from different parts of the university, I will appreciate and welcome you, and you have to be journeying with us from the hour of 8 p.m. up to 10 p.m. and it's now 14 minutes past the hour of 8, and we shall keep on with the program up to 10 p.m. So Infinity Radio is located in Makerere University, Mitchell Hall, and that is Block A. And for those ones who will be interested to call us or send us text on WhatsApp, you can just get us on 076265364 and 8. Or also you can get us on our website, and that is www. You just go to your website and type that www.infinityug.com, and all the social media platform, be it Facebook, that is Infinity Radio UG. On Instagram we are Infinity Radio UG, and also on X we are also Infinity Radio UG. Then if you go to TikTok, still you are on Infinity Radio UG. Then YouTube also Infinity Radio UG. We thank you so much for those ones who are listening, and now let's go on with our program. Okay, we welcome you back from that short commercial break. And now at this particular moment, allow me welcome my dear guests here in the building so that we can roll on with the program just straight away. In the building, we are joined by, we have the leader of opposition, and that is the 90th government, and also doubles as a GRC debating union in Makerere in the 90th government, and that is Moses OMUJUGUJUGU. Yes, he will be in position to help us dissect different issues here and there. And also we have another guest here, and that is none other than Nasazi Anita. She happens to be a chief fresher at CAES. Later on, we shall be joined by Akelo Lilian, and who happens to be a GRC of SARS, and also Mogosa, our president-elect. And together with us, we have also Mr. Solomon Hope K. He's a finalist at CONAS, and also FISAMU president. I welcome you, my dear brothers and sister, into this program of today. And therefore, we shall be having introduction as we continue the program here in Infinity Radio. We'll be starting from this side as we go like that.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, moderator. First for having me. It's my first time in this biggest radio station, and if I'm not mistaken, it is the only biggest radio station we have in Makerere. This is my maiden show, and I must say thank you very much for having me. Too, thank you very much for putting a platform where we can meet and discuss issues affecting us as students. Really, I must salute to you, the director, or the people behind this big radio station, that thank you very much. Your actions really will never go unnoticed, and I think in the future they should give you a gold medal for putting up such a platform where we can have a discussion. Number three, my name is Moses OMUJUGUJUGU. I am the leader of the opposition of the 90th grid government of Makerere University, and I happen to be the male GRC for debating union. I am from School of Law, and I'm in my second year. I must say thank you. I'm looking forward to having a fruitful deliberation. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Moses. Allow me use that only name because I find the kind of difficulties in mentioning the other one. And I welcome you into the show. I appreciate that the fact that you respected our invite, and for that matter, we don't take that for granted as Infinity Radio. We appreciate that. Moving next to my other brother, Mr. Solomon. How are you, my brother?
I'm fine.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes, please. Talk to the people outside. Tell them your particulars.
All right. Thank you so much, Royce UG, for the invitation, and I'm very honored to be in this place. It's actually my first time to be at this talk show at Infinity Radio, the biggest, of course, in Makerere University, one of a kind that we have. I'm much privileged. My name is Chinove Solomon Hope. I'm a finalist student at the College of Natural Sciences, as well as the serving and current president of the Fisheries Students Association of Makerere University, that is FISAMU. We square on so much, and we've run so much into delving into the political status of the university, and for that case we've been here, and we shall discuss more to detail when my due time of discussion comes. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, and welcome back. Welcome here again, Mr. Solomon. We appreciate the fact that you took our invite and you didn't actually respected it. Thank you so much for coming. And next to Solomon is one beautiful lady in the building, and that is none other than Anita. You are welcome, Madam Anita.
Thank you, sir.
How are you today?
I'm fine. How about you?
We are happy that you respected our invite and you're here.
I'm also happy that I was given this opportunity to express myself. Yeah, and also what hurts me more, I as a Makererian.
Okay.
Yeah. First, I would say Nassa's Anita, an aspiring Minister of Publicity and Information.
Oh, you're an aspiring candidate.
Yeah, Marquette University Education Students Association.
Okay.
I happen to be the chief fresher of CAES. I happen to be the coordinator of curriculum. So basically that. Yeah, I'm happy and more privileged to be here to attend this talk show.
Okay, thank you so much, Anita, for coming around. And just right now, we've been joined by Honorable Akelo Lilian, who happens to be the GRC of SAS, and also President Mugosa-elect. You are welcome, Madam.
Thank you very much.
How are you today?
I'm all right, thank you.
Wow, thank you for respecting our invite, for being here today in this show, and we look forward to having a very beautiful conversation with you.
Thank you very much.
Tell the people, the listeners outside there, who you are, because I may not be knowing everything, but with you here, you'll be in position to tell them everything.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for hosting us today. My name is Akelo Lilian, mostly known as Mama CAES, the GRC School of Agricultural Sciences, as well as the President Mugosa, the elect.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Honorable, for coming, and the rest of the honorables for coming through here. Now we are going direct into our topics of discussion, and I must tell you, people listening into Finity, we just have 22 minutes past the hour of 8, and I'm yours, Raise UG, taking you through from the hour of 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. in this program, The Toko Show, where we shall be having a discussion and also dissecting issues of students' importance here in Makerere University. All of you have been in position to know that from the very beginning, the honors up immediately after the elections, we witnessed the first draft of the timetable coming through, and after that, due to the effects of the national census, population census, we've been seeing so many issues regarding the timetable here and there, being alternating here and there, and that brings about confusions between the students and the administration. And also, given the fact that we have different leaders in the 90th Guild here, I believe they will be in position to tell us what the Guild Cabinet is planning and what the Guild Cabinet has for the students, since they are the immediate people and also the representative of the students' ideas in the university cabinet. So at this particular moment, let's go and have a little commercial break, and when we come back, we shall continue the program here in Infinity Radio. I remain yours, Raise UG, with the talk show.
You're listening to the talk show on Infinity Radio. Listening to the talk show on Infinity Radio.
All right. Thank you so much, and we welcome you back from that short commercial break here in Infinity Radio. And therefore, we continue on with our program. And now this is the time where I shall be in position to dive into the issues of national importance here in Makerere University as far as student affairs are concerned. And I must tell you, I'm going to be having a very beautiful conversation with my guests here with me. And before we go forward, just 25 minutes past the hour of 8, Infinity Radio, and we appreciate all those ones who are listening to us in different parts of the university. At some particular time, we shall be receiving your calls and also your texts in different angles. And you, those ones who are listening, please, you can be in position to text us on 076-2653-648, and that's why we shall be positioned to read out your texts and your comments here in Infinity Radio. And that is on WhatsApp, and on website you can get us on Infinity Radio, that is .com, www.infinityradio.com. And on Facebook and all the social media platforms, we are there. You don't want to miss out on this beautiful topic concerning the students' affairs here in Makerere. Now, diving first into our topic of discussion, we shall be having a simple talk and a submission from Honorable Leader of Opposition in the 90th Guild, and that is none other than Honorable Moses. Honorable Moses, looking at the nature of the timetable and students' state of affairs at this university in this semester, do you see any future concerning the calendar, and how do you think it affects? Will it affect the examination calendar? Will it affect or favor the students, according to you?
Thank you very much, moderator, Raise Uganda, for once again this opportunity. Good evening to you all, our dear listeners. Of course, in law there's what we call prima facie case. Of course, by mere look of things, to affect the students, either positive or negative. That's obvious. But now we want to dive deep into this. How will it affect them? And in my view, it will affect them negatively. To begin with, Ndugu Reis, I want first to register my big disappointment with the Makerere University administration for failure to always consult. Because how do you deal with something that affects me and you do not consult me? How do you prepare for me a meal that you have not asked me whether it is my taste? You want to prepare for me marakwang. Are you sure I take marakwang? First ask me, Ndugu Moses, I am going to, as you are, I'm going to prepare for you marakwang. Will you be happy with it? Is it your taste? Then I tell you yes or no. If yes, you put too much water or little water, or put some good salt, or don't put salt. I don't take salt. But you don't sit in your kitchen and start cooking for me when I'm not aware of what you are cooking. Otherwise, I will disappoint you, and our disappointment will be reflected in their performance. Moderator, between me and you, this semester has been an electoral semester.
Yes, sure.
We have been in 2 serious, heated elections. We have just gotten out of them. Some are still ongoing, by the way.
Yes,
for example, in the 90th House, we still have elections for people to represent us to the editorial board. We have once elections. We have a lot of. We are still having elections. I have had one of you people you have invited. She says she's going to run for an election.
Yeah, true. That is
meaning that we still have elections to run. And then for you, you sit under your chair, you start rotating around and start saying, I think this one will work for them. No. In a democratic country, you involve all stakeholders. By the way, in an academic institution like Makerere University, the biggest stakeholder is always a student. You cannot do anything minus consulting a student, minus having an input of the student. It is very, it is an absurdity, and we really want to condemn it in the strongest time possible. And these electoral semester elections take a lot of time.
Yeah, true. That is
They
true.
take a lot of time. We go into politicking. People miss lectures. People don't go for lectures. Even some lecturers said there is an election. We are not going to teach. We are not going to be there. We are not going to be available. No sooner are we trying to get through the election than you are releasing a timetable and you are changing it. You are releasing. My brother, you do not conduct. You do not change the university as if you are changing your personal meal. That diet that maybe today I was supposed to take beans, let me now take peas. No, this is a global university, my friend. Makerere University is a global university. We are not planning for students of Uganda only. We have international students. Some of our colleagues had taken flights They had moved out of the country, knowing that the exams are in May, and they are going to plan accordingly to come back and then do what they're supposed to do. But for you reason an adjustment that exams are going to begin in May. In 2 days, you again release another communication that the exams have been installed in April. Whose interest are you working for? Are you trying to incite the public? What is your agenda? Okay. I want you to understand. Number 2, this semester we are unfortunate that it has had a lot of public holidays.
Yeah, sure.
More than 6 of them. I want to give you an example. In law school, my lecturer for land law council, Chaze, told us that because of public holidays, I have not been able to cover what I'm supposed to cover. The syllabus is still here with us. Therefore, now that there is an extension, we are going to do more and make sure we cover up. No sooner had he said that, the following day there is a document that we are going to do exams in April. We all got shocked. Some of us are all still shocked. For 2, you are dealing with students who are very poor.
That is true.
Some of the students, when they heard about that there is census, they went and applied for these jobs, so that they may be able to raise tuition to pay. Now you are telling them that you have exams. So what are you trying to mean? That you don't go for your jobs? Remain here and read and on pressure. Do you want? What is your interest? What's the interest of an administration? The point I'm trying to make is that this adjustment is going to affect people negatively. There is going to be poor performance in case it happens to be so. But we, as the leaders of the opposition, we are saying no to this adjustment, the newly released adjustment. We are saying exams should be reinstated to be in May. Okay. And then we shall work out to a plan on how to deal with these other emerging issues. For example, these government students, this is an extension that affects them. How are we going to handle? The president of the government students is here. We must engage them and say maybe we can give them some 100 to facilitate them. How about these ones in hostels? We engage the directors of hostels. They are Ugandans. They should be able to understand where we are coming from, that we are doing this because of census. Census is about the country. It's not about only Makerere.
All right.
The point, as I conclude, I want strongly put it clear that as the leaders of the opposition from the 90th government, we are unhappy with this adjustment that exams should be done in April. We are saying they should be taken to April so that they give us an ample time to prepare adequately, and then we show them that we studied. Otherwise, if it remains as it is, we are just going to hand in blank papers. If that's their interest, they are going to receive what they want. But we are saying, please reconsider, listen to us, come and consult us, and we have a way forward. Then number 3, I don't want to forget about it. It's about the guilty president. The guilty president releasing documents without consulting also. Well, I am really very perturbed and I'm not happy with him. I have already written to him expressing my displeasure, my disappointment in him. You cannot do so when you have not consulted us. Like this document has released. Did he move around consulting with his leaders, with the executive, with the GRCs, move college by college and put a question to them? There's this and this, what is your say? He shouldn't also be acting like those moral gods, the demigods in that administration. Those people should be made to understand they are here for us. And by the way, we can be without them. Did you know that of late we can be without these lecturers? By the way, we can go for self-study. Yes. Yes,
and maybe you're going to tell us that after on later on, but okay, otherwise
there is a lot of information everywhere. We can get this information, but that system of wanting to behave like small gods is archaic and called for and very infamous, and we strongly disagree with their ideology. I thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Leader of Opposition, for your submission. And I must tell you, when I listen you speak, it makes me feel like this is a strong man who has actually interest in students' affairs, and I must applaud you for that. I love the way you as a leader of opposition, you have to be you'll be in position to, even if it means attacking your president, there's no problem. But that is good. Otherwise, we are going on with a program that has been a very beautiful submission from Honorable Leader of Opposition in the 90th government, that is Honorable Moses. And going forward with our program, the microphone next to the President of Mugosa, And the question to you is, looking at these confusions and adjustments in the timetable here and there, and so many documents coming up, as a Mugosa president-elect, what have you had in stock for your students who are in government and have been positioned to have no money that are going to keep them for the remaining time, if in case the timetable, just like the way Honorable Moses has been talking, that he wants the timetable to be taken back to May? What have you had for the people whom you are leading?
Well, thank you very much, moderator. Once again, my name is Akelo Lilian, popularly known as Mama CAES, the GRSC School of Agricultural Sciences, as well as the president of the Government Students Association. As the president of the government students, I really condemn the act of playing with the academic calendar. I pray that as we kick off with the semester, the administration or the management doesn't play with the calendar. Why? Because as students, we do prepare in advance. And as government students, you find that they really get little as their allowances, and they have to plan accordingly for it. Now, on this matter of the extension, with the very first letter, we actually released an inquiry as the government students. What are they going to do for them? Because they had, of course, extended the semester ahead. And on releasing something like inquiring, we didn't actually mean that, we are opposing, but we really wanted to see what can they do for the government students, because Makerere University is a very big institution that we can't compare to any other. It is very possible that they can think about compensating the government students, reaching out to the hostel directors and the management of the hostels, because I know with halls, since most of the residents of the halls are government students, they can really catch up with that. But now outside, that's where the challenge comes from. But you realize that students had adjusted.
Yes.
They had adjusted, and all we wanted to hear them say, okay, we are going to add something for the government students so that they can as well run their semester. So due to the adjustments, most of the students, and you see, we are government students, but we don't actually think about us alone. We also favor the private students. We know what they go through.
Sure.
And among the people that had actually applied as enumerators and the supervisors, we have the government students as well as the private students. Why do they push for this? Because they saw, since the semester has been pushed ahead, we can also find a way of getting some income to make us survive, finish the semester. So they have just shortlisted the students, and you're telling them, man, exams are now beginning on the 29th of April. What I condemn is the act of the management playing with the academic calendar, because you imagine other universities that actually we don't consider the biggest universities in Uganda, even in Africa, have not done anything, but you realize that they fit in the national program. And another thing, I also pray that at least government and university could coordinate and see what they can do for the students, rather than playing us, because we are the biggest stakeholders of the university, as Honorable Moses mentioned it.
Okay.
So I think.
So before you leave the stage, another question that maybe I would say, as a president, what steps have you taken to see that these students are catered for? Because the last time I checked, there was a letter that was written by the president who was there before you, and we haven't seen any other letter apart from that. So as an elect, what other steps are you taking to see that these people actually get communications concerning the estate of affair? Now, looking at the current letter from the Dean of Students also and Professor, we've been seeing that the timetables keep on alternating here. Yesterday we saw another letter. Even today we saw a letter from the guild, and the other day we saw another letter from the academic registrar. So as a president for the students, what is that? What are those steps are you taking to see that these people actually get this communication and information for their betterment?
Well, thank you very much, moderator. About the letter that was written, and it was signed off by by the outgoing president. The biggest reason was that I wasn't yet in office fully, and actually we are going to swear in on Friday. However, I am making sure that I coordinate with him to see that we can actually fight for the common student, because you realize that as a government student, I'm affected equally as any other government student. Being the president doesn't mean that maybe I have something big. So that letter was to get an inquiry, and you realize that this letter was giving the management 3 days. You understand? So when they were given those 3 working days, I think this is the best answer they came up with. However, most of the people are pushing for the adjustment again, to go back to where they had pushed the thing, because you realize that people have internships, people have already reported to their internship places that, you know what, our semester has been extended. How do you expect someone to make a call again? You know what, we are now coming back again. So as the elect, I actually feel like I need to analyze before I can take any step, because you realize the good president is trying here and there, people are trying here and there, but the fact is that no one is consulting the other. So I feel it is really important when you first of all get the views of the people before you can actually take an action.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Honorable, for that beautiful submission, and I appreciate you for the mere fact that you've been positioned to articulate and give me the answers. And I believe people outside there must be smiling, the government students and also the private students, for your submission. And so for those people who are listening to us, we appreciate the mere fact that you are there. And I must tell you, we welcome all your views on our WhatsApp. You can text us on WhatsApp, and that is on we shall be in position to read out your ideas and your views about the topic of discussion. And you can send us the message on 0762653 and shall be in position to read it out. And there's a message from Rita Francis, and she says, thank you for the show. We appreciate that you're listening. Thank you so much, Rita, for the message. And she also said the current speaker is so awesome. Wow, that is very beautiful. And so we had two current speakers, the speakers who have just spoken. We appreciate the mere fact that you've been listening to us, and we don't take that for granted. So going on with the program, I'm here at 43 minutes past the hour of 8, and I remain yours, Raise UG and Infinity Radio, taking you through up to the hour of 10. So going next to my brother, Mr. Solomon. How are you, Mr. Solomon?
I'm fine.
Now, looking at the confusions and adjustments in the program, how has it affected you as the finalists?
As a finalist, of course, it has taken a lot of things. First of all, if you are to look at the general cause of any finalist in most of the colleges, finalist, if you're not taking a research, then you are doing a final year project. And if you're not doing a final year project, at least that is most of most of the colleges. And realize that this research, for example, at my college, that is the College of Natural Sciences, you do research in your 3rd year, and now if you're not doing it internally, if you're not using secondary data, then you have to go to experiment, and with organizations and institutions that of course can be government or private. But as a final year student, you've already received a placement letter or a letter that allows you to work with them, and adjusting it also becomes a problem. So we are facing a double sword aspect of the adjustment. To some extent, you look at it as being good, but then to the other, of course, it lowers the cost to being totally bad. But back to the point, as a finalist, of course, it takes a lot, but to fully submit to weigh the sides, it's bad in a way that you realize that this is our final year and we need of course, as we build for the future, we build for academic excellence. And many of the finalists are fighting hard to get their grades back. Someone is in lower class and they are fighting hard to get what? To at least the upper, the second upper. Someone is fighting hard to get to a first class, and it's all to be done in this very short time. So realize that the adjustment prior that was taking exam to 21st gave someone an opportune time to put their things right, due to the fact that it was an electoral term or semester where we've had much of the elections and all that stuff, a lot of public holidays and everything. So it was really a limit of time for a finalist to cope up with all that. And remember, they are the biggest participants in the what? Because they are the elders, they have termed themselves ancestors and all that stuff. So they decide on who the leaders should be. So really they took a lot of time. But now the adjustment prior was a better cause. Of course, it was seeing them get some ample time to cope up with their academic excellence and still to clear the balances. Yeah, from the previous submissions, many of them have enrolled. Personally, I've been enrolled as a supervisor, to which I don't know the fate. Realize that this thing goes beyond the Makerere, but it affects the general census program. How are these people going to be replaced? You realize that it is going to be hard. Many of them, now just in my class, we are only 28, but 7 have been enrolled as enumerators, and I'm a supervisor. So you realize that this workforce, the general public, we don't know how they are going to replace it if the program stands as it is now. But of course, we go back, as I conclude with my submission, per the stand of the finalists. We call upon the biggest stakeholders, that is the students' body, through our guild, to fight back if at all we are not consulted. Of course, we have to retaliate in all the possible way that draws our cause to the best interest of ourselves, that is the student-based program and interests. So we call upon the guild to not only saturate the paper, but to still go further, to take other means that will see us achieve what was written on paper. Otherwise, we thank them for at least they took a response, because it was like we were like lost sheep, but at least for the response, at least it gives some hope, though we need to take serious engagements. Good enough, we have our leader of opposition with us. I think he's doing the work so well. He has already written, and we are also increasing on the voices, as we call them, using this public means at Infinity Radio, that we want this cause to be effected, and they can organize, and we can also organize ourselves for the better cause. Thank you so much.
Wow, that is very good. Thank you so much, Mr. Solomon. But still, the question comes to you. Yes. As a finalist,
yes, sir.
And also when you are here, you're speaking on behalf of all the finalists outside there. What time do you think would be the best for you, looking at, given the fact that we've been having something like 3 sets of letters talking about different timings. The first one was telling that we are going to start examination on 22nd. Then the next one came on 29th. Then the other one came in May. So as a finalist, which one do you think would be working for you as finalists?
Of course, as we build for the future, we shall not build for the future with poor grades. We want better grades as finalists, and of course we are catching up to those better grades. In my opinion, I think 21st of May would be preferably better, because it gives time for every other student, the finalist, to set a time to revise and get better and get the better grades they wish to have. Still, when you go back to the projects and the research thing, of course at times we need adjustments. But when you look at a time given between the end of the exam, that is in June, to when at least a student can fully submit their dissertation, someone can still get some time. you realize that you can use June, you can use part of June and part of July to fully complete your dissertation or your final year project. Well, it can be good, and you can still achieve both, and it is synergetic that you'll achieve both and you have them best than pushing part of the academics now to the wall and we shall have poor grades. So I suggest 21st.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Solomon, for your submission, and appreciate the fact that you gave a brilliant and a very straightforward submission on behalf of all the finalists here in Makerere University. We are still going on with the program here in Infinity Radio with yours, Raise UG, and I must tell you, we are still going on, and now we are going to have a submission from Honorable Anita, who happens to be a student of CAES. She said something like a chief pressure.
The mighty courage.
Oh my goodness. This is very beautiful. So, looking at what you just said when you were giving an introduction, you said you are also a coordinator somewhere, somehow. So, as a coordinator, you must be in position to engage with different students in your class and also within the college premises. Now, the question to you is, how have these changes impacted or affected the students you coordinate in your college?
Honestly speaking, right, as a coordinator, they have not favored us. Because actually some people, I'm not a coordinator of psychology, but I'm going to give an example still via psychology. Some of us, anyway, I'm not a man, but still I'm speaking for people. Some of us are suffering with coursework of psychology. You understand? Up to now, they really told us to make videos and we submit on Mwele, which is even too, like, how should I even say it? It's over jams, you understand? It over freezes, jams what? So some people have not yet submitted their coursework. And now there is this stress of examination timetable, which is extended and adjusted to different dates. And it's really bringing out stress to some people. Some people are very stressed, by the way, if you don't know. So I think that there will be reduced stress and anxiety if they push the examinations to 21st May, right? Yeah. We will have ample time and free space to read and, get good grades. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Anita, for your submission, and I appreciate all of you for coming through once more. And I must tell you, we are looking forward to having this beautiful conversation. From the very first the starting part of it all, I must say this is a very good one. And as we talk now for the listeners outside here, what you need to know, we thank you for listening through from wherever you are in. We are located in Makerere University, that is Mitchell Hall, Block A. And for the studio lines, you can give us a WhatsApp text on 0762653648, and we shall be in position to read out your comment and also give your comment time to see how you're engaging with the topic of discussion tonight. And remember, I told you we have two beautiful ladies in the building and also two handsome guys. These are very beautiful and good guests who are discussing with me. I told you we are here to dissect the issues of students' importance here in Makerere University. And for those ones who are listening, thank you so much. I told you at the beginning that we have some honorables. Most of them are honorables and the finalists, and also a representative of students' affairs here in Choose. And therefore, they'll be telling us what exactly happens at the Guild House concerning these confusions here and there. So at this particular moment, allow me first make some little money, and when we come back, we shall continue with the program. I remain yours, Raise UG, here in Infinity Radio.
Experience a reality beyond the ordinary as the spirit of prophecy upon Prophet Elvis Mbonye awakens you to a life of fulfillment, success, and unmatched influence as you listen to the power of prophecy every Wednesday, 9 p.m. on Infinity Radio.
This exactly is the reason the Lord brings you before a prophet. that has not yet showed up in the physical. And he declares it to you. And you see it. He can tell you that your money is being counted. Glory to God. I hear a sound of an abundance. Glory to God.
To become an heir of gold, visit our partnership desk every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. at Zoe Grounds, or visit our website at www.prophetelvis.com/heirs-of-gold. It's a lifestyle.
I say to you that you're in the right place. We have enough substance here, spiritual substance, to back you up throughout this entire year.
Step into the world where everything is possible, as Prophet Elvis Mbonye exemplifies the spirit of prophecy, declaring the future before multitudes, sporting an unmatched record of supernatural signs, wonders, and prophetic fulfillments that is realigning the course of nations. Every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. at Plot 47, Chigolweza, Kampala, Uganda, along the Entebbe Express Highway. For those flying in, contact our public relations desk by emailing pr@prophetelvis.com. For the latest updates about Prophet Elvis Mbonye, follow him on all his social media platforms. On Instagram at www.prophetelvis.com/Instagram. On Twitter at www.prophetelvis.com/Twitter. On Facebook at www.prophetelvis.com/Facebook. And on YouTube at www.prophetelvis.com/YouTube. For this and more, visit www.prophetelvis.com.
You're listening to the talk show on Infinity Radio. We're not your usual local radio station. We're the best online radio, Infinity Radio. You're listening to the talk show on Infinity Radio.
Alright, welcome you back from that short commercial break here in Infinity Radio. We shall continue with our program, and I appreciate all those ones who are tuned in from different parts of the university. Rita Francis, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening in. Honorable Peace, we appreciate. Savea Musa, thank you so much for listening in. Honorable Soul, that's a GRC Kosi, thank you so much for listening in. We appreciate. And also we have Honorable Kamia, thank you so much for listening in. We appreciate. We shall still we are waiting to see your to read out your submissions. We have a message from Honorable Peace, and he said, "Hi Infinity Radio, this is Honorable Peace." Yes, thank you so much, Peace. I would like to add a voice to the previous speaker. We can't keep communicating contradictory information to the internship places and the parents as if we are not a land community. Also, private students haven't paid all the tuition. Now, how are they expected to settle for exams? Wow, this is a very beautiful one, and I must say, it is one of the it concerns the students' affairs and their interests. And though you didn't actually specify which speaker you were referring to, but thank you so much for listening, and also thank you so much for being very active. Then you also have a message coming in from Rita Francis, and she says, yeah, we the finalists still need ample time to prepare for our final exams. Some students got population census gigs and therefore need to go work and get money for tuition, which will enable them sit their exams. Wow, I must say these submissions are very, very interesting. And also have a message coming in from Honorable Deus. Thank you so much for listening in. You said, hello, Infinity Radio. Hello, Deus. This is Deus Tumwizere, GRC School of Economics. I'm listening in. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate. So the rest of the listeners, please keep your messages flowing. We shall be in position to read them out and see how they are engaging the rest of the listeners as we go discussing these topics of discussion of students' importance here in Infinity Radio. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Now, coming to Honorable Moses, as a leader of opposition and also a member of the cabinet, are there any alternative arrangements that the Guild cabinet is trying to put in place to see that these confusions and adjustments are curbed down, given the fact that you people are the immediate representatives of the student ideas and in the university cabinet, committees?
Thank you very much once more, Louise UG. As I answer that question, I want to begin with a statement by one of the great philosophers who said that poor planning on your side should never cause an emergency on my side. When you fail to plan as an individual, don't come to me shouting to me, I need this, I need this. You have not given it to me. So poor planning on your side should never be an emergency on my side. What the administration is doing is really an absurdity and is laughable. Like one of the listeners has observed, you cannot keep changing timetable, alternating this, tomorrow this, yesterday this, and you think you are portraying a very good picture of the Makerere University people are proudly associated with. It's really very unfortunate. My brother, before I answer your question, Mama CAES raised the permanent issue which you have swept under the carpet. I'm not happy with you. The issue of internship. The issue of internship. Students had reported for internship. Now, how do you expect them to come back? How do you expect them to report to their bosses that please, we are sorry we are here, but they have called back us to the university for an examination? Do you look very ramashako? Do you look really unserious? Unreasonableness of that kind should never be tolerated at this hill. My friend, we have the issue of tuition. I am going to show you my portal. You see how much they are demanding me. Too much money. I need time to look for this money and sit for exams. And not only me, very many of our colleagues are hustlers, typical hustlers. They need to look for money. Some when they made an adjustment, some people, because their tuition is not enough, they had invested it so that it can multiply. Maybe they can get some profits, add on that and pay tuition. And now you are saying, please come back. They already invested that money. How do they get it? Do you really want these people to sit for exams? If you want to sit them for exams, give them amnesty then. Tell them everybody's going to sit, whether they have paid or not paid. It would be understandable. Yeah. But you cannot put me on pressure for exams. I am on pressure for tuition, and you expect me really to sit. The other issue is, why don't they talk about the coursework marks? I have not seen my coursework marks for any of the subjects, and you are telling me come for finals. What an absurdity that could be, because we want coursework marks to know. In land law, I scored this. I now need to plan accordingly for finals. In negligence, I scored this. I need to plan accordingly for finals. I have not received any single mark for any coursework mark. You are telling me of final exams. Are you really serious, or you are trying to incite me and you have seen me? I am not even acting. Please, we can act. Do never tamper with a hungry, lying lion. When he's sleeping, never tamper with it. You gentlemen, we are very bitter with the administration, and including some of you. Thirdly, or fifthly, you have asked for the interventions you have made as the government.
Yes.
Me, I'm not in the government. I'm a leader of opposition.
But still,
I am at the periphery. I am at the periphery.
But I believe.
But what I want to say, I have seen a notice for calling for an emergency meeting by the honorable speaker, Mr. Edick. I am very disappointed with him. I even went to the platform, the GRCs, and I told them, you cannot call a session for an emergency session and start putting on agenda irrelevant issues. The issues of the students are not even on that emergency session. I have just seen there things of voting. Can you imagine that we are calling us to discuss voting, to go for voting of Simanyi committees, Sujui editorial board? In a situation like this, you people, you resurrect good leaders. You resurrect good. I am very disappointed. That emergency meeting we called for alternative government meeting. We have discussed this at length, and we are going to oppose that agenda. We are not allowed to conduct any other business unless it's about emerging issues or emergency issues, and which we think the timetable is what is most pressing issue that we have now. The other point I want to conclude with is the issue of stress.
Yes.
Last week, but one, if not last week, a student committed suicide from CAES, College of Education and External Studies.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of people, when I'm walking on the compound here, I find people talking to themselves. You find somebody is around but is shouting at himself. No phone, nothing. Do you know what is causing that? It is stress. People are stressed, and stress, you are continuing to pile stress. Do you really value the lives of these students? Why do you put them on stress? You want to us to continue losing lives because of stress. Why don't you work out a plan, engage people, and then make sure your plan is inclusive? Inclusivity is key. You do not plan things that favor you, but at least that favors the majority, and that is the democracy I believe in. This bring of exams to April, it is going to cause a lot of stress. Many people are not going to do exams. Many people are going to die because of stress. We have not planned. We have not have ample time to prepare for these exams. If you are for the students, please listen to us. We are saying push these exams to the earliest date, 21st of May 2024. My friend, take these issues very serious and really work on them. There is somebody who was hiding under the guise of the year 4 School of Law finalists. I have engaged them. They are saying they don't have the problem with the timetable. Because after all, there are those who will be having papers in year 1, those who are having papers in year 2, papers in year 3. If you are saying we only cater for year 4s to do our exams and go, how about those who want to redo exams in other years? Meaning that any adjustments does not have necessarily affect them alone, but the entire law school. So we are saying we should have a uniform date that caters for everyone, and we are looking at the earliest as 21st of May 2024. Let's work for people and stop working for ourselves. I thank you.
Okay. This is very serious. Thank you so much, Leader of Opposition, for that aggressive but in a very interesting submission way. And I must tell you, people listening outside there, that it's kind of very absurd and disorganizing. A Leader of Opposition said it talked about people committing suicide, and we have seen so many of this kind happening, not because people want to happen this kind of happenings to be in place, but because they have the position. There are things that happen, but they cannot bear it, and they have no voice. And I trust this question still goes now to Honorable Akelo Lilian. As a GRC of SARS, following the concern Honorable Leader of Opposition raised about people committing suicide, all of us have to agree that of recent, due to the alternation and adjustments of the timetable, there are so many issues that have been happening in people's mind, the students' mind. As a GRC, what have you done any effect? Like, is there anything that you've done to make sure that your students at SARS, your fellow students that you lead, you represent their ideas at SARS, are catered for, so that we curb that scenario, any other cases of suicide?
Well, thank you very much, moderator. Mental health is something that is very important. You realize that the Students' Affairs of the 88th government organized something. I think you heard of something called the peer buddies, of which I happen to be among the peer buddies. But you realize that these peer buddies are actually there to help cancel out other students. But how will someone handle the other students when they also feel disturbed? You realize that in SARS, we are like 3 peer buddies. And recently, as the peer buddies, we come up with something that, talking to fellow students about the examination, pressure, stress. How will I really talk to someone when I'm facing the same thing? It's really hard. You can try to hide out and talk the good, trying to hide, but deep inside you're also bleeding. That's
Yes,
what I can tell
as
you.
a leader, you are expected to be a hard shell. So you're supposed to show them that yes, all of us are affected, but by the mere fact that I'm the one representing your ideas, I have to tell you that we have this and this and this, and we expect the best. But anyway, thank you so much for your submission, and I must tell you, people of SAS are very proud of you, Mama SAS. And we have a message coming in from Honorable Derek Ayondo. He said, thank you so much for the program. Thank you so much for listening in. I commend a nice submission from the Leader of Opposition. This is Kayondo Derek, GRC School of Biomedical Sciences. Thank you so much for listening in, Honorable Derek. We also have a message coming in from, it's a new number, but thank you so much. Oh, that is Daphne Arinda from Cobams, listening from KK. Big ups to all the people from KK. I don't know, that is a modernized way of saying Chukumi or Wachikuni, I don't know. But big up one to every person who's listening in from Chukumi. Daphne, we appreciate. You said let the administration make a final decision regarding the timetable, because we shall not remain in this kind of disorganization. Thank you so much for listening and being a very active participant, Daphne. I also have a message coming in from Honorable Kamia, and he said, thank you so much, Honorable Moses. Me currently, I'm a moving dead because I'm a moving dead because of examination stress, and I think all of us can agree that this is very, very crucial. Yesterday, I was in a class, and one of my lecturers said, students from law, you see someone moving, but you just see that this is someone dying. But people don't understand. The lecturers don't mind. The university is not even mindful, because they are having so many things they are fighting. The timetable is being adjusted here and there. They don't have money. They have not eaten. The relationship issues are there. And so, Kugamba, students, actually, when I hear somebody say he's a moving dead, it brings about sorrow in me, because not only him is speaking for the rest of the students who are outside there actually suffering and having the same bit of challenges. And looking to Honorable Deus, Honorable Deus says, we are advocating for what a Makererian deserves. Fronting students matters first. By the way, what's being forgotten is what unnecessary adjustments are drivers of mental health problems. This is exactly what we've been saying. And all these things, students come from different parts of statuses, poor, rich, moderate. But when somebody is here, it tries to make sure that she or he tries to make sure that she fits in the society. But then when issues of this kind happen, it becomes very hard. At some particular moment, I had a friend who almost was a government student. Last semester, I think but one, the funds were released very late, almost to the end of the semester. And these are people of God. They worked hard, but the families they come from are very humble. So that person almost reached the extent of saying, I think I need to first go back home, then maybe come back later on. Why? Simply because they cannot cater for themselves. Others were being locked out. Now, of recent, I saw a letter coming in from Apex Hostel, trying to advise the students who are residents there that you have to go for census. In case you don't go, you have to pay a fee. So now, as a university, how are we going to cater for these people, especially the government students? Let's look at the government student, because personally I would look at those people as being the more vulnerable. They may be very broke, like coming from humble families. So if the hostels and the halls of residence be like, we are not going to have students here, how are these people going to be in position to take care of themselves within? Where will they be sleeping? It's also part of, and that also contributes to the mental health that everyone is talking about. But anyway, thank you so much, Honorable Lillian, for your submission. And I must say, we appreciate that. Now, going on with the program here, just have 15 minutes past the hour of 9. We have a few minutes to the end of the show, and I must say, this is very beautiful. Those of us who are listening, we appreciate and we thank you so much for always tuning in and also giving us your ears. Going on to Mr. Solomon. Okay. All right. Before I get to Mr. Solomon, Mama says. Oh, Mama CAES. Sorry. But then, Mama CAES, give your submission.
Well, thank you very much once again. As the president of the government students, I really want to emphasize that the administration and the government, they are really doing us not good. Because you realize that there is a government student who has not received anything since last semester, and this is one government student that they are trying to play around with. For sure, if we are not very careful, we are going to lose very many people in the university. Because whenever a student goes ahead to follow up on their issues, they will tell them, your name was misspelled, something, your account was not clear. Like, how can this come up really? And these are the hungry students that are really having pressing matters. A student comes to you and you really have nothing to tell them because they deserve to get where they are supposed to get as a government student. These people read their books, and you find that they come from humble backgrounds. We really come from humble backgrounds. So I really don't know, but we are really attacked by this. And one thing that I question the administration about is the dates that they gave students to go for census. Like, seriously, they gave people 8th, 9th, and 10th. So a person from Busia district, another person is from Arua, the other person is from Kavale, Isinjiro. How do you expect these people to travel, get counted? Like, are we going to push for the enumerators and the supervisors to be like, you know what, count me, I have exams, count me, I have exams the following day? Yet the program of the Uganda Bureau of Standards of Statistics shows that their counting will begin on the 10th, and it is on the 10th that they expect students to come back to campus. I'm really dissatisfied with what's going on.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Lillian. That is Mama CAES for that submission. Now, going into my brother next to Mama CAES, and that is none other than Honorable Mr. Solomon.
Yes.
And I want you to look into the future of Makerere University. This is whereby most people say it's the Harvard of Africa, and all of us can agree it's the biggest university in Africa.
Yeah.
So, according to you, do you think that there are some bit of loopholes in the administration, given the fact that their communication is not all that interesting?
Yeah. Before I get to the question, let me first recognize these honorables that have tuned in. Honorable Isimbwa Brightrook, the former GRC School of Biosciences, Honorable Nkurunziza Hilary, Honorable Chakwera, Chairman Next Generation, and Honorable Nokurach Emmanuel. Then, thank you much for tuning in. Then, getting back to the question, the future of Makerere University. Of course, statistically, if you are to draw back to the line, Makerere University standards have been declining for the past years. From when we had it being third in Africa, till now when we can literally trace our position in the first 5, with now the leading universities all based, most of them based in South Africa. Of course, these have been the very issues that are making us lag behind. We have it just in a slogan, but on actual articulation and on paper and research, we are actually performing backwards, which is very unfortunate. As a Makererian and the greatest institution in the region and some other parts of the region, of course, we want to see it going to better heights. But the inconsistencies, of course, there is no one to blame apart from the administration. You realize that an order was given, that is from the permanent secretary, of which Makerere University is under the Ministry of Education and Sports, but the irregularities that are seen on paper, of course, call for, insight and be like, what's happening? It is to shame that Makerere University ranks good positions because of research and science most of the times. But where is research if we are to assess only that, or if you are to zero the performance now to research? Realize that the research that is ranking us best positions has not been given time. Now, for example, and the general academics actually realize that the lecturers have been so inconsistent in teaching, and that is affecting the general future of Makerere University. Who follows up? It is a big question to the administration. Why they don't teach? It's also a very big question to the administration. Realize that they have missed so many lectures, and now it is high time everyone is pushing their tests, everyone is pushing for their courseworks. For example, at my college, course assessments take PA, that is course, it takes 40% of the final of the final result, but this has not been given time. As a person doing 7 course units this semester, I have 4 tests to do just within the shortest time possible, if at all things are known to change. But still, I have a field trip of 4 days starting from Thursday. To realize that literally there is no time, and where is excellency by the standards of education and academics? Of course, we shall continue to lag behind. And they have not given, now there are inconsistencies in internship and research and all that. But all this, okay, all stakeholders, but majorly we are to blame the administration. That is poor planning, and of course they don't follow up to the call and the regularity of all these things.
Okay.
Maybe lastly, you look at a decorum setting and in the public eye, and you realize that if you are to draw back to all what is causing this, is that decorum is not followed. The public majority actually marginalized.
Okay.
You realize that the public majority, and that is the students' fraternity, many of them are advocating for other things, but the minority, that is the administration and the caretakers of this institution, while the students are the basic and the fundamental cause of the institution,
Mr.
are left to the margin.
I will get back to you.
Thank you so
much. I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for your submission, and I must agree, it has been a very beautiful one. Now, with interest of time, we have a few minutes to the end of the show, and I must say, let me ask a question to, let me pose a question to my sister, that is Anita. As a chief fresher of CAES, and also a forthcoming minister of publicity and information, what are those lessons you think the students can learn out of this confusion and adjustments of the timetable, according to you?
That's a nice question, I should say. You said what are some of the lessons students shall learn from this experience we are going through. Anyway, I think they should be alert and prepared. Yeah, basically that is key.
So they should be prepared
all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that is very good. And as a leader and a student leader and a forthcoming minister, I believe you must have, and also you talked of being a coordinator, you must have registered some bit of complaints from your fellow students that you lead. How did you be in position to handle them?
Of course, I interacted with the GRC. That is, she's the deputy speaker. She's called Namukwana Shifa, about that issue, and we see the way forth to go. Okay. So probably, God willing, we are going to see the way forward. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Anita, for that beautiful submission. And I thank each and every person who have been listening to us from different parts of the university, Chikoni, within the university premises, and everyone who has been positioned to communicate and send in your comments and communication here. We appreciate it. Just know it is 25 minutes past the hour of 9, and that simply means shows us that we have something like 34 minutes to the end of the show, and we appreciate. And going forward with our program, I must say, for those ones who are listening still, you can send us your texts on our WhatsApp, and also I encourage you to send your voice notes or give us a call, and shall be in position to receive and share with us your ideas. Still in the building, I have my 4 guests, and that's none other than Honorable Moses, the leader of opposition, and in the 90th Guild Cabinet in the government. And also we have Honorable Lillian Akelo still with us, who happens to be the GRC of SAS, and also the president-elect for the government sponsored students here in Makerere. Then we also have, we still have our brother, and that's none other than Mr. Solomon, who happens to be a finalist, and is representing all the finalists. Then we have none other than Honorable Anita Nasazi, who happens to be also a chief fresher of CAES. I remain yours, Raise UG, giving you program and journeying with you up to the hour of 10 p.m. And then to our brothers, the Muslims, we appreciate you, and we thank you for being so patient with your fasting here and there for entire month. Now tomorrow happens to be the a public holiday when we join the Muslims in celebrating the Eid. And I must tell you, please, I encourage you to invite us as well. Do not leave us behind. We are your brothers and sisters in Christ and in Allah. Inshallah, we shall be there, because we went all together praying and praying for you so that you finish up. And therefore, we thank you for that. Going forward with our program, let's make some little money. When you come back, we shall now receive our final remarks, and we continue with the program.
Experience a reality beyond the ordinary as the spirit of prophecy upon Prophet Elvis Mbonye awakens you to a life of fulfillment, success, and unmatched influence as you listen to the power of prophecy every Wednesday, 9 p.m. on Infinity Radio.
This exactly is the reason the Lord brings you before a prophet. The prophet can pick up on something that has not yet showed up in the physical, and he declares it to you, and you see it. He can tell you that your money is being counted. Glory to God. I hear sound of an abundance. Glory to God.
To become an heir of gold, visit our partnership desk every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. at Zoe Grounds, or visit our website at www.prophetelvis.com/heirs-of-gold. It's a lifestyle.
You're listening to the talk show on Infinity Radio.
All right, thank you so much, and we welcome you back from that short commercial break. And we're still going in with our program here in Infinity Radio with yours, Raise UG. And this is a program that happens every time whenever we have issues that govern that want to disorganize the students' affairs. And basically, we make sure that we bring into your attention, and the student affairs are catered for. And now, as we are going on with our time is not on our side, and I still told you that I have my good visitors with me here, and we shall be in position. We are discussing issues that are actually pertaining the students' affairs and their interests. And also, golden enough, we also have leaders in the 90th Guild Cabinet with me here, and we shall be in position to tell you here and there what they are planning for the students as far as the 90th is concerned. Now, going to my brother, Honorable Moses, a leader of opposition in the 90th government, we saw a letter released by the guild president today. It was dated today, and in that letter, it was showing advantages of bringing the examination closer, and also showing disadvantages of taking examination a little far, like as you say, the 29th. How do you feel? What do you expect in case the administration listens to that letter and instead sets a different date from what a student expects?
I read the letter from the president, and he tried, but though my issue with the letter is that it did not have input of many of us, and really it becomes a bit hard. What we are accusing the administration to do, it's unfortunate that even some of us are doing it, because I expected him to have maybe convened, maybe if he convened the cabinet, well and good, but also to have considered the GRCs and says, please, I am coming to law school. How many GRCs are from law school? Can we consult about this issue? I am here with my Minister of Academic Affairs. I've moved with him. Now you are the GRCs of law school. What do you have to say? Where are your students? What are they saying? You go to CAES, you do the same thing. You walk to all over the 10 colleges and conduct really a poll, or you conduct a consultation, so that this whole idea is owned by the common student, not by you sitting somewhere and you start writing things, in my view, which was very, very, very unfortunate. But nevertheless, in case it comes out to that the administration does not listen to what he's saying, what will you do? In my view, for us, from telling you, we called for the alternative meeting. We have agreed that we write to the administration, and some of us had already done so. And then in case they fail to do so, we shall rally the students to come, and we have what we call a baraza. We discuss on what we should do next. And so that in case we take steps, they really own it. So we shall have a guild baraza by the alternative government to plan on the next course of action. But nevertheless, we shouldn't even go that far. The thing is about us. And we have said, this is we, the final consumers of the product, we, the biggest stakeholders, we have spoken. We have been heard. We have saying this kind of a marathon of exams, bring them so close like this, will not really be good to us. It will affect our performance. It will not affect people who are going to sit for exams, people who have cleared tuition, and a lot of other issues that are emerging. Stress, we have really gushed out to these various issues, and the administration should be able to listen. They can also I advise the administration should call us for a consultative meeting. Let them call us, say, please, guild leaders, we want to have a discussion with you, a honest discussion with you, and we shall be able to say out these things. And if they are real about us, they should never do anything without us. Okay. Nothing for us without us. Right. As I also you said, I want to wish really Eid Mubarak to all Muslim students out there, and I wish you Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Leader of Opposition, that's Honorable Moses. We appreciate that submission. Now, going to Honorable Lillian, we looked at, okay, all of us can agree that the 90th Guild House has just started, a few weeks behind. And following what is on ground, it shows that there is a little bit of improper communication. What can you say about that?
Well, thank you very much. It's actually evident. It's not a little bit, but we all say it is just improper. So I think what we have to do as the 90th is to just sit down and respect everyone, because we are all there to represent people. No one is big than the other. I understand we have ministers, we have what and what, but we really have to move at the same pace, because you realize that as a GRC, I find a letter circulating at my school. I'm not aware about the letter. How can that really happen when I'm also on WhatsApp 24/7? We really need to be looked at as people that understand, as people that are thinking for other people and representing other people.
All right. Thank you so much for that beautiful response. And then, with interest of time, what are your last words to the students of CAES and also you students of the government students, for those ones you represent?
Well, to CAES University, as your mama, I'm here and I'm really here to represent you. Your issues are my first priorities. What burns you burns me, and we really have to find a way to make things really go the way we need them. I understand it's really hard, but we shall try our best, and I believe we shall deliver to our best. To the government students, I understand what we go through because I'm a government student, and I know that my voice will represent your voices, and we shall need an answer from the administration. To my Muslim friends, Eid al-Fitr, dare I find you on my Muslim, you will die with me.
Still on you. This is very beautiful. Somebody, before I say this, today I was listening to some radio and some caller gave in, and the presenter said, "Where shall we be for Eid?" The guy said, "I request we all be in our respective what? Religions." So hope tomorrow you not receive a slap and being told that Munange, be where you're supposed to be. Don't come where you're not supposed to be. And you talked about the government students as you finance, but I just gotten a message here from one Gloria listening in, and she says, "What are you doing about their money? Some of them have not received the money up to now. What is happening and how are you handling that, given the fact that they are not doing well?"
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, as you're summarizing as well.
Yeah, thank you. Those are one of the issues that I talked about, that students are really suffering. Some people have not received money since last semester, and it really hurts me a lot as a leader. And last week I happened to visit the office of the dean of students, and what they told us is that they have the list and they were actually planning to submit the list for disbursement of their allowances. So I'm looking forward to visiting the offices on Thursday to see where have they reached, because it's really hard when you don't follow up. Otherwise, I plead for my government students to be patient as I push on it, and I believe I will communicate back to them on Thursday. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And I must say, Gloria, from wherever you're listening in from, we appreciate. And I must say, what your president has said should have been a very enriching communication to you. And I believe you, Mr. must have picked something. So hopefully we wait for something for you in your accounts anytime soon, because Mama CAES, who happens to be your president, is in charge. All right, thank you so much, Mama CAES, for coming through. And going to my brother. Yes, we appreciate you, the mere fact that you've been positioned to be here and patient with us, and I respected our invite to be here. What is your final word to the finalists outside there throughout the university?
I would like still to appreciate for this time our dear finalists. What the final word can be is, let's get prepared. Let's get prepared for anything, because we don't know what the mini future holds for us, as we are pushing as we demand for a more physical and a student-based engagement with our guild and all the other stakeholders to see that we have better resolutions. Let's read. Let's request for all the course assessments, such that in the meantime possible we can get on board. If at all something fails to change, then we don't postpone our graduation dates. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable and Mr. Solomon, for that submission. And I must say, I believe all the finalists who are listening, you should have gotten some bit of a response from that, and I must say you guys are respected and also represented here in this show, and what he has just shared with us today becomes a little bit a good one for all of us in the medical in advance. Then going to my dear Honorable Anita, we thank you so much for coming through. What are your last words to the people listening to us, and also those ones you lead at CAES?
My last remarks. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. First, I would like to advise. I don't know whether I'm allowed to, but I have to. For the people in the 90th Guild House, I'm not a politician, I'm a leader, but please collaborate with each other. Collaborate with each other, unite, associate with each other to produce the best. Because at the end, you're working for students, right? Yeah, you're not working for anyone. You're working for us, the students. It's not a matter of fact that, you know what, this one didn't support me in the guild speaker race or guild clerk or what. Collaborate. That is politics. At the end, we have to be leaders. And for my people at CAES, anyway, I would say I wish them the best. Those ones who are in different races, because we are a lot, I wish them the best. Happy Eid to each and every one. I'm also a Muslim.
Anita. All right, thank you so much for that beautiful response and submission. And I must say thank you so much for coming through. So, our dear listeners, on Wednesday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., we shall be having the power of prophecy with the prophet Elvis Mbonye, and will be hosted by Maria Ava. So I request all of you that tomorrow, even though it is a public holiday, but still we shall have a power of prophecy here in Infinity Radio broadcasted. So I must say it will be a very life-changing kind of show and a prayer session. I request that you always keep in touch and always listen to that. Coming to my brother, the Honorable Leader of Opposition, before you give your final remarks, we've been hearing the issues like whereby they say the leaders, when they get into position and they start having that clear connection with the VC or the people in administration, they fail to represent the ideas of the students. What do you say as a leader of opposition? Because at some particular moment in the 89th Guild, we saw the leader of opposition having some issues with the guild president and other ministers because of some bit of misunderstanding. So as a leader of opposition, if you had some bit of information like that, how would you handle that?
Of course, all stems from the fact that I was telling people a few minutes ago when I was in the campaigns that Makerere, we need to revamp intellectual discourse at Makerere University, because some people are voted because of signaling. Somebody says, I'm going to immunize the junta, and they vote such a person. So what is that? People don't have manifestos, and now I'm also blaming the voters. They are gullible. Sorry to say, some are gullible. They are just confused. They end up voting dealers instead of leaders. So once you have voted dealers, they will go and start negotiating for their deals, and it will be up to you. But I want to assure them they have a good leadership in the office of the leader of opposition. We shall be there for them at whatever cost. We will put them to task. And in case it happens, we shall handle it head on, and we shall deal with it the way it is, like a hot potato.
Okay, that is very promising. That's very promising. And therefore, now I request for your last your last remarks for the people that you lead as a GRC debating union, and also people of law, and I believe that's where you hail from, and the guild house as well as a leader of opposition, and also our listeners. So you have something like 5 minutes to do that.
Thank you very much. To begin with, I'm from School of Law, and they are the one who sent me for you people to be able to see me.
Yeah, sure.
If it wasn't the School of Law, you wouldn't have seen me. I want to thank them so much, and in particular, I want to tell them that we are fighting for their issues. We will fight with them with all the energies we have, but as we are fighting, I want to also encourage them, they be preparing Those who need to look for tuition, be looking for it, be putting it together. Those who have, and let everyone be reading, because for us there is no shortcut in law. You have to read. If you don't read, you don't attempt the paper. There is no shortcut. So we have to be preparing as we push for the adjustment, so that we may have really ample time to prepare and produce very good results.
Yes.
Then the issue of grid house, I must say that as Mama CAES has observed, there are some people who think they are more of jealousies than others. There are some people who think they are more of leaders than others. People who think that a minister, you are jealous, you have voted jealousy like I am, like Mama CAES. We are all leaders. Therefore, it is very important to respect one another, to consult and build consensus. Don't think of you wanting to show that you're big. Show the big in performing, not in size and otherwise. But otherwise, I do not like that idea of not consulting, of sitting somewhere under your small room, and then you want to take a decision on behalf of the entire students. We will fight that with all our energies to make sure we fight that dictatorial tendencies within them. But as I conclude, I cannot leave this microphone minus saying thank you very much for providing for us this wonderful platform where we have engaged. We look forward to being invited again, and whenever you invite us, we shall come anytime and really make sure we put up something for the listeners, for the good of this country. And having said that, I think I must really thank you, moderator. You have been very good moderator. You have done it. You have done us well.
Wow,
We look forward to continue working with you closely to lift this institution from where we found it to somewhere by putting a brick. Thank you, and Eid Mubarak once again.
All right, thank you so much, Leader of Opposition, for that beautiful submission. And now for the listeners outside there, if you know that you're listening in and you would want to share up with the ideas, we still have our visitors here, so we can give us a call on the 07626533648. And we shall be in position to take up your call and share up the ideas, and they will be in position to answer here and there. But still, to remind you, Infinity Radio is located in Makerere University, that's Mitchell Hall, Block A, and that you can give us a WhatsApp call or send us a text on 07626533648. And also can catch us up on all the social media platforms. And that is, you can get us on website, that's www.infinityug.com, and all the social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, and YouTube, and that is Infinity Radio UG. We'll be in position to catch us up. And thank each and every person who has been in position to roll with us from the hour of 8 p.m. up to where we are now. So I must appreciate all of you. And for our brothers, the Muslims, we appreciate and thank you for being so patient with issues concerning the fasting. And I must tell you, my visitors here are asking that please do not eat the pilau for them only. And it's just be in position to share the location, and we shall not disappoint. Yes, some people have started owning names now, but still, at the end of it all, we remain the same. Then for the students of Makerere University, I must say, for those ones who have been positioned to listen to us in different parts of the university, Chikoni, Chikumi, Makerere, different residential halls, we appreciate and all appreciate each and every person who has been positioned to text and also be online. We see people like Rita, Francis, thank you so much for following up. Honorable Kamia, thank you so much. Daphne, thank you so much for following. Honorable Deus, thank you so much. And Honorable Dereki, thank you so much. Honorable Peace, thank you so much. Savea Musa, Holga, thank you so much for following this. We appreciate, and I must tell you that as Infinity Radio, ours is to make sure that you get the best information and we provide whatever you want. So we don't take that for granted. For the students, we feel and understand what you go through, but I must tell you, there is no permanent situation, and regardless, we have to move. I know it is hard and it is hurting, but at the end of it all, we cannot give up at this particular moment because we are already in the struggle. We've been from the very beginning up to where we are now. I know we already used to this kind of adjustments here and there, and therefore we shouldn't give up. Yeah, up to the last minute. So whatever comes, we have to be ready. And just like Honorable Anita said, to entire students' body, you have to be steady and prepared at all costs, because this has acted as a teaser to all the students outside there, that once you come to university, once you report, you have to be very ready for anything that comes. Because look at this, what could we call this if at all you don't be steady and ready to take up academics as far as that is concerned. So still to remind you, let's be concerned, let's be steady, let's be ready, let's be prepared for whatever comes. For the government students, just like the way your president spoke here, she's aware of whatever we are going through. She's aware that we come from different parts of the statuses and different parts of the families, and I must say she's working hard to see that all your ideas and all each and every person in the house is catered for. For those ones who have not gotten, like people like Gloria, all of you will be catered for. You'll get your money as soon as possible. Yeah, so so just be calm, and the rest will be history once you entrust your hopes in Honorable Akelo Lillian as your president already. She will be in position to deliver. She's not ready to disappoint. And so to remind you, on Wednesday still we have 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's the power of a prophecy with Prophet Elvis Mbonye here. And so we is going to be hosted by Miriam Ava. So I request each and every person to be on so that you have spare time to be with the Lord here. So at this particular point, allow me to say bye-bye to my visitors here at Infinity Radio. I thank you so much for coming, Honorable Leader of Opposition. I thank you so much for coming. Thank you for honoring our invite. We don't take that for granted. We look forward to having you in this show again one time. And I must say, the submission has been so beautiful. We appreciate.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And a good night to all listeners.
All right. Thank you so much to Honorable Lillian. And I appreciate the fact that you respected our invite, though it came a little late. But still, we appreciate that you are here in time. And I must say thank you so much. Thank you for coming. We look forward to having you again, and also look forward to hearing some good and beautiful remarks and responses, and also comments from the people you lead as far as this is concerned.
I'm really humbled. Thank you very much for having us once again. Our listeners, thank you very much for listening to us and trusting your power in us. We are really going to work for you. We are pushing for you. We are fighting for you. Thank you. Good night.
All right. Thank you so much. That has been Honorable Akelo Lillian, the current president of Makerere University government sponsored students, and also the current GRC for the School of Agriculture. In short, they call it CAES. Let me not spoil that. And thank you so much for coming, Mr. Honorable Solomon. We appreciate the fact that you came through, even if it was late. The timing is late now, but still, thank you so much for coming. We see the leader who is concerned in you for the benefit of all the finalists and the entire students fraternity in Makerere. Thank you so much for coming.
You are most welcome. I also once again thank you for inviting us, and still thank our dear listeners for tuning in, more so the listeners from the Mighty Corners Fraternity, the School of Biosciences. They have tuned in much. My humble call, lastly, to all finalists is that let's get prepared. This is not the worst. At least Makerere teaches you the hard way, such that you become better when you go out of it. So this has been a very hard lesson, but let's embrace it and count a blessing in it. And lastly, the FISAMO, this message goes to all FISAMO members and all the well-wishers that our grand dinner is on, and the due dates are just about to be unleashed. course, it has been delayed because of the changes that have been coming with the changing timetables. But we call upon you all to ush in that little cash as we prepare for it. And lastly, to our dear Muslim family, I'm also Saliman bin Ibrahim. I'm looking forward for an invite. Thank you so much. Good
Thank
night.
you so much, Mr. Solomon Sulaiman. For these particular minutes, you are now Sulaiman. At the beginning, you started with the Solomon. Now you're Sulaiman. Wow, I love the fact. Naete muja kulia musaga. But otherwise, thank you so much. We appreciate the fact that you came through. And for as you're going back home, remember you have Champions League. Arsenal is going to be playing against Bayern, and also Real Madrid will be playing against Manchester City. So we look forward to having a very beautiful night as it ushers us to the public holiday tomorrow. And as the ladies go home, then going to our dear Anita. Anita, thank you so much for coming through.
You're welcome.
We appreciate that you've been a very good speaker and been in position to articulate. And I believe the people that you're leading and you're representing have been positioned to hear your voice and hear your words. And I must say, I call upon each and every person who votes that please secure your vote for Anita Nasazi.
I would also want to thank CAES and CHOOS students for loving me and believing in me. Yeah.
Wow, that is very good. So we look forward to seeing a minister very soon, and that is good. So all in all, thank you so much, my dear guests, for coming through, and thank you so much, all the listeners of Infinity Radio. We appreciate you, and we don't take you for granted. We appreciate you, and I remain yours, Raise UG, bringing you this show tonight. Thank you for joining with me from the hour of 8 up to now, where we are ending. That is 10 p.m. Bye-bye. The same time, the same place next time.
You're listening to the talk show on Infinity Radio. We're not your usual local radio station. We're the best online radio, Infinity Radio.